I'm here with Susan Denser, who's the editor-in-chief of the nonpartisan policy journal Health Affairs, and she's the health policy analyst for PBS NewsHour. Thanks for being here with us.
Great to be with you, Sheila.
Now, we've looked at some of the polling data that shows Americans split about the new health care legislation, but seniors not really split. More significantly more seniors are worried about it or don't think it's a good thing. And I'm curious about what you think when you see polls like that. Is this because there's been so much rhetoric back and forth and some of it was misleading, or is this because seniors have looked into it, know what's in it, and don't like it?
I think part of it was very much the rhetoric, no question about it. It was a very bitter fight to get this passed, and lots of nasty things were said on all sides. So that's certainly a piece of it. The other reality is the proposals changed as they went along. Some of the things seniors were hearing about, some of the proposals early on about what to do about Medicare Advantage were accurate at the time, but the bills changed. And so if you look at the final package, actually Medicare benefits on balance go up for more people than they go down. There will be a core of people at the very high end of the income spectrum who are going to be paying a little bit more for Medicare. There are people who are going to be paying some higher taxes, but the vast majority of Medicare beneficiaries come out of this with more benefits than they had going in. And that's a very fundamental truth of the way the final package came together that I think a lot of people don't appreciate.
But it is so complicated, and there are so many moving parts to it, literally moving, because so much of it is being phased in over several years. You edit a policy journal that is read by knowledgeable people, insiders in the health business. But what would you tell sort of ordinary folks as all this information comes flooding out over coming months and years about how to focus on this and how to learn what it means for them?
One thing to understand is that certain benefit changes just happen, and particularly for elderly people, they happen immediately. You don't have to pay, you will not have to pay any more for a number of preventive services. You won't have to pay any deductibles or co-payments if those services are really shown to be very effective in finding early disease or preventing diseases. So colonoscopies, mammograms, those kinds of things, people are just not even going to have to pay for anymore under Medicare, not a dime. So understand those kinds of changes, for one. Also, it's important for people to understand the system as a whole in this country is going to evolve. It's going to change. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to change in ways that some people think. You still hear the phrase government takeover of the healthcare system.
Mm-hmm. And it's being challenged in court.
There is no government takeover of the healthcare system in this. What there is going to be is a series of changes where the government is going to use its abilities to pay doctors and hospitals in different ways, basically to move the money around to try to create a more effective and a more cost-effective and a higher quality system for people. So things will change, but the whole point of the exercise is that we will get better value for our healthcare dollar and we'll get better outcomes out of it. That's the goal. So if people can kind of hang in there and watch the changes occur, I think 5 or 10 years from now, we'll be very happy we went down this road because people will be getting better health care and it's not going to cost as much as it would have otherwise.
But are there ways that people need to position themselves, especially people not yet on Medicare, people say over 50 but not yet 65? Other than, of course, it's always a good thing to be healthy and to keep your, to do exercise and watch your diet. But are there other ways people need to position themselves to be in the best position to take advantage of the changes?
Well, first of all, stay up to date on the changes as they will occur. We will have this temporary risk pool available for people who have pre-existing conditions, who are older. Though that will be available for people to begin to buy as of later this year. So stay in tune with those things if that's a need that you might have. Keep track of what your state is doing. A lot of the responsibility of carrying out these changes falls to the states. So the states are going to be setting up health insurance exchanges. So watch what your state's doing. And if your state isn't moving fast enough, you should write your governor or your state lawmakers and get them off the stick to start to put these things in place. Because in 2014, the money starts to flow from the federal government to help people buy coverage if they need help. if they don't have insurance now. The money will start to flow. If the exchanges are up and running by state, people will be able to buy coverage through those exchanges. It'll be kind of like going on Travelocity now to book your summer vacation. You'll have the same kind of ability to shop for health insurance on the web. So just keep tabs and stay informed, I think, is the best advice. And wait and see how all of these changes shake out, because there are going to be elements of the bill where one thing drives this way, another thing drives this way. It's going to take a while for companies to figure out what they're going to do with Medicare Advantage, for example. So just stay in touch, read the information, and follow what's happening to you. I think people, on balance, if this all works the way we hope it will, people are going to come out of it feeling that this was a good set of solutions, and they're going to feel that they got a better value for their healthcare dollar as a result of it.
Susan, thank you.
Thanks, Sheila.